Let me talk to your soul for a minute. You ever look around at other Christians, people from church, and think, why are they acting like that? I just saw their post, and that's how a believer should talk. And I read their text. It's got me questioning things, maybe everything. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes it's a real concern, whether you believe it or not. I'm like you, and you're like me in many ways. But other times, it's the old rebellion in us, the flesh, trying to label someone a hypocrite. So we don't have to look at our own heart. Jesus had something to say about that, because Jesus said this in Matthew 7. Why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but don't notice the plank in your own? That's part of a bigger point he was making. But if you keep reading, Jesus goes on to say, first, take the plank out of your own eye. Then you'll see clearly to help your brother. What's he saying? He's not telling us never to speak into someone's life. He's telling us to deal with our own mess first, so that we don't come at people blind, arrogant, or hypocritical. You see, the Bible does call us to correct each other in Galatians chapter 6, verse 1, where it says, Brethren, if a man is overtaken in any trespass, you who are spiritual should restore such a one in the spirit of gentleness. But there's a big difference between restoration and accusation, between witnessing with grace and truth and pointing fingers because we're hurt, frustrated, or just spiritually dry. But here's the real talk. There's rebellion in each of us. That part of you that wants to distance from others, judge without praying, gossiping instead of going to God. That's not from Him. That's the flesh. Romans chapter 8, verse 7 says the carnal mind, the flesh, is enmity against God. And that word enmity in the Greek, it's echthra, deep, active hostility. It's not neutral. It's not lazy. It's against God. It doesn't want to submit. It wants to rebel. It wants to fight, to divide, to protect self at all costs. And when the storms of life hit, when relationships are strained, when you're confused, when someone lets you down, that rebellion whispers, God's not doing enough. They're not real. You're alone in this. But that's a lie. Psalm 139, 17 and 18 says, How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God. If I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand, as mentioned in another short video I made. God thinks about you constantly, even when you're off track, even when your thoughts are loud and your faith feels small, even when you start drifting, doubting, or losing focus. He doesn't walk away. He waits. He draws near. So draw near to Him. But He also calls you to obey, not just believe, but obey. John 14:15 says, If you love me, keep my commandments. What commandments? To love God with all your heart, to love your neighbor as yourself, to forgive 70 times 7, to put away bitterness, wrath, and slander, to bear one another's burdens, to be holy, because He is holy. See, obedience isn't legalism. It's alignment. It's how we walk in step with the Spirit instead of following our emotions. And yes, it's hard. It takes humility to admit we're wrong, or that we judge too quickly, or that we've been avoiding the Lord while pointing fingers at His people. But hear me on this. There's only one place where true freedom is found, at his feet, in his word, under his covering. Psalm 16:11 says, "In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." See, that's the love of God. Not restrictive, but protective. Not distant, but personal. Not just for Sunday, but for every messy, emotional, hard to handle moment in your life. So today, if you're hurt, confused, or frustrated by other believers, if you're caught or have been caught in judgment, or maybe rebellion, come back. Draw near to God, who never stops thinking about you. Let him do his work in you and through you. Even when life feels like a storm, even when you don't understand, learn to trust him, obey him, and let the Father lead you into real freedom, won't you? May I ask that you like and subscribe to this? I really appreciate it. And share it with your friends if you think it'll help them. Thank you.